welcome back to my channel. So today, due to a request from you guys, we're going to be talking about Dwarf Gouramis. Now my Dwarf Gourami is hiding right on cue, that's great. There he is at the back. So this is Clyde. He's a neon blue Dwarf Gourami and I've had him for, I'm terrible with time, but I reckon it's about 6 months now. He lives in this 10-gallon with 7 ember tetras and a pygmy Cory who's hiding out in the back there, who was a result of a previous build. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about Dwarf Gourami care, just some little facts about them, personal experience, that sort of thing. So I was drawn to Dwarf Gouramis because I thought they were a really cool fish that was quite similar to Betta fish. They like the same temperatures, the same food, they're slightly aggressive like bettas, same temperament sort of thing. Nice bright colours, which is always good, but they seemed a little bit like a step up, something a little bit different, more interesting, more like aquarium hobby based rather than your typical getting into fish pet sort of thing. They make really good fish for nano aquariums, and I also think of them as beginner's fish. Whether they are or not I'm not sure, but they are fairly easy to look after. So these small colourful fish are native to areas throughout eastern and southern Asia. They grow to about 2 to 3 inches in captivity. They can grow a little more, but you don't typically see it. And the males are typically more colourful and a little bit larger than the females. Clyde here is a male, and he is a very pretty male. They live typically around 4 to 6 years, but they have been known to live longer. So that's another benefit from betta fish, they do live longer, which is great. They come in a variety of colours, not as much as betta fish, but they come in like a flame red colour, a powder blue, and a neon blue like, yep, he is shy, I'll get to that in a second, and a neon blue like Clyde here. Also like bettas, they have a labyrinth organ which allows them to breathe oxygen from the surface. I find he makes like a little bubbling sound when he does it, so whether he's actually getting air or he's squirting at insects, I'm not sure. I think he's just getting air though. And due to this they typically hang out around the top of the tank, but as you can see from Clyde here, he's happy to just go wherever he wants. For me, I would suggest a minimum tank size of 10 gallons. I know some sites online will say 5, but this is a 10-gallon and he's got plenty of space to swim around and he seems pretty happy. 10-gallon also allows you to put in some little community fish, something like little tetras. These are ember tetras. You could also try neon tetras as well. And definitely make sure that you've got a lid because they are known to jump. They like temperatures around 24 to 27 degrees Celsius and pH on the neutral side ranging from 6.8 to 7.8. They are much happier with lots and lots of hiding places and plants, things that they can swim through and break up the line of sight. As you can tell from Clyde, if I put my finger near him, he freaks. They are very timid. So despite being aggressive like betta fish, they're actually a lot more timid. Like he knows that I'm here for food, but as soon as I start putting my hands in his face, he's not very happy. Now, since they are aggressive, it is best to keep them away from other brightly coloured fish. I would also recommend not putting another dwarf gourami together in the same tank unless you have a really big tank. The females get along much better than the males, and you can do pairs in a single tank, but I think it's just better to do one in a tank. Unlike bettas, because they are timid, they allow themselves to get bullied instead of fighting back. So definitely don't put them with other aggressive fish, which I would recommend in general, don't put aggressive fish together. Now these fish are omnivores, so he will pick at algae and little plants and such like that. But what you can feed them is things like brine shrimp, bloodworms, blackworms, and just like typical small tropical pellets, and they'll be fine. So I feed this guy fighter pellets from Pisces Laboratories. The reason I do this is they are very, very small granulates. It works well with the ember tetras and the pygmy Cory as well. Since they are timid, make sure that you spread out the food a bit and they actually get some. If you have them in a tank with like guppies and tetras, they might get to it first, so just make sure they are getting the food. And these are just really curious and interesting fish to keep. You might notice that he's got some little feelers. I always find it funny that if I do stick my finger in his face, he sort of like puts them up like, ah, go away, what are you? But he'll use that to get around and such like that. And they are just really cool fish to keep. They're really pretty, they're really interesting to watch, they're quite quirky, make funny faces too, especially if they're sitting like straight on. They have the funniest little face. I find them less impressionable than Bettas, just because they are so timid. They tend to hide instead of being like, oh, what are you doing? But they are constantly exploring, at least Clyde is. And like, he doesn't seem to attack any of the tetras. He's quite happy doing his own thing, and he's just a really cool little fish to watch and take care of, and I would definitely recommend them. I find them a really good beginner's fish. They're pretty easy to look after, pretty similar to Bettas, so if you've kept Bettas before and you're pretty familiar with like taking care of fish in general, I would definitely recommend taking a look at these guys. They are one of the smaller gourami species. They're not the smallest, but they are one of the smaller ones, and they're just a really cool fish. And I'm rambling now. So I'd say that's probably about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you're thinking of getting a Dwarf Gourami. Let me know if you have one, what your favourite colours are, all the good stuff. And that's all I really have to say. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you really enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye!